Good morning all. Welcome to my YouTube channel Agribusiness, a journey. Today I will discuss about another important chapter on international trade, that is WTO and agriculture. Agriculture doesn't mean that is the culture of land. It implications day by day we come across that agriculture is connected to environment, agriculture is connected to livelihood, agriculture is connected to climate change, agriculture is connected to the sustainable development goal, agriculture is connected to the food and nutrition security, agriculture is also connected to the family farming. If you look more deeper perspective, then you know that agriculture is connected to the fiber, agriculture is connected to the fashion and numbers of things. When the impact of a sector is so much pertinent, it is very difficult to discuss only on one paraphernalia, only one parameter. On that perspective, in the time of 1995, when WTO taken all the consideration about the agriculture, he has bifurcated the implication of the agriculture into three categories. One is the market access. Second is AMS, aggregate measurement of support, or three categories of support, domestic support that should be given to the agriculture and how you can control it. And era of tarifications. Era of tarification means before the tariffs has highlighted on the line of the agriculture. Before that, agriculture has always been or you can say that trade has always been considered only the non-tariff barriers. Non-tariff barriers mean the source of origin, numbers of checking parameters has been considered, numbers of investment parameters also been considered. But once tarification has come, non-tariff barriers has been ruled out and tarification has been coming across in the line of agriculture. When I am discussing about the market access, definitely you have to open the market because you are the signatory members of the WTO. You have to open the market for the international players. But the problem is that when you open the market, you all know that the pattern of production of the developed country is the mass production. They produce in large scale, the economies of scales are very high, their per unit cost are very less, their price also be very less. If their product will coming to our market, then definitely our livelihood or the farming livelihood will be hampered. In that conditions, the 5% market support is a very challenging one in that time, but Indian government has highlighted that, or the signatory members of the WTO highlighted that you bring your product, no issue about that, but it should be, or our country should be protected of those commodities which is the staple food of the particular country. If in India the staple food is the rice and wheat, then definitely you should give some special and differential protection to our farming community who are producing the staple food. So two things you have to remember in the line of market access. One is 5% of the market support, or whatever your domestic consumption is, that you have to import 5% of that from the international players or international market. And if the product is the staple food, then definitely you have to protect your staple foods and you have to give in the special and differential protection on that. In the line of AMS, there are three boxes has been highlighted, that is the green box, blue box and the umber box. Green box is that type of the support which directly coming or directly connected with the agriculture production, but in Indian conditions it is support that is given more to the non-agriculture categories. It means support to the research, support to the extension, support to the disaster payment, support to the control of the pest and diseases, support to the fertilizers productions or the subsidies. These are the subsidies has been given to in the line of the green box. Both green box and blue box has been categorized in that categories where trade distortion is very less or negligible. In the blue box, the condition is that whatever the support you have to give in to the farmers, it should be given directly to their bank account. You may give the direct payment, you may be giving the deficiency payment, you may give the decoupled income support. There is no issue, but you have to give in to the directly to their bank account. If you like to connect these points, you know that nowadays government giving the support to the farmer to increase the consumption through different types of subsidy schemes. PM Kisan and all these supportive schemes have been given. Deficiency payment, you all know that PM Asa scheme has coming, and that way government support the farmers. Decoupled income support is that support once one cost has been increased, then definitely you have to give the support to the farmers, by which ultimately overall cost will not be increased. Suppose the oil and diesel price has been increased, then definitely your support minimize that in cost escalations, and ultimately overall cost of the product has been stabilized. That will not impact on overall trade. This type of the green box and blue box support green box support has been given to the farmers. Amber box support is directly connected to the export subsidy. It has directly impact on the trade distortions. Export subsidy means we have or the developed countries, particularly India, giving very less export subsidies because we have very less money or the capital in our hand, working capital in our hand. But whereas the developed countries has given the export subsidies in the line of transportations, packaging, processing. In that conditions, our country is only capable to give the export subsidy to the CIF, cost insurance freight, in the line of the trade. We have not enough money to give the export subsidies to our farmers. Think about, if the developed countries have enough resources in their hand, they support the farmers with the green box, blue box, and majorly the amber box or the export subsidies, and they produce in the mass productions or the masses, or their economy of scale is so high that price will be less, then how our farmers will compete with them? Here in India, our production practices is that production by masses, whereas the developed countries, their production practices is that mass production. Their structure is the oligopoly type. Very few players are control the agriculture commodity. In our case, maximum players are controlled on the agriculture commodities. That the difficulties in between the two parties to trade, and that's why numbers of issues has come, and that has been negotiated in a regular manner on the line of the WTO. One part we have taken the advantage, that is you can say that the buyer, whoever the government agencies and sellers, and you all know that we support the farmers in our procurement agencies through FCIs and channelize the product through the PDS. But numbers of times the developed countries highlighted that if government procure the large commodity and control the large commodity, then definitely they will distort the trade. In that conditions, the government of India or any developed country should highlight their procurement systems in a completely transparent manner. How much commodity they have control for the safeguard the need of the growing populations. They need to be transparent in that matter. Otherwise, there is a question mark on the WTO forum. Another important thing in that condition, that everyone highlighted that if the subsidies and the support will be reduced down, then ultimately our food price will be increased. If the food price will be increased, then it will be impacted on our food security. In that conditions, the answer is that if the food price will be increased, then the more and more people will come into the agriculture sector by attract on the segment, and they will produce the more food, and definitely after that the food price will be stabilized. Numbers of times discussion is going on in the line of the environment, because you all know that when the environment as considers, then ozone gas depletion due to the numbers of livestock in the developed countries, the burning of after the paddy cultivation, you know that numbers of husk has been burnt, and that will impact on the ozone gas depletions. Numbers of times the migration of the marine fisheries to the other countries due to the different type of the climatic change, that also be discussed. Numbers of times the discussion of the on the WTO forum that if you capturing the tuna fishes in the Mexico for the trading purpose of the USA, whether you can kill the dolphin the dolphin species, that also be discussed. Need to be, I just highlight all these points because agriculture is not a sector only discussed only one point. Its implication is quite higher. That's why WTO come across as an agencies in the international podium. And numbers of time things has been going on, but ultimately whether it is the developed country or the developing country or the pan world basis, our ultimate objective is that to connect the food security, nutritional security, safeguard the livelihood of the farmers, climatic changes, and ultimately to give a better environment to live on in the world. Thank you all. Thank you watching my video.